Today, I'm going to be playing out the career of Justin Jefferson, but after every season, he's going to be switching to a new team. And at this point, I think we can all agree that this guy's a generational talent. So it's going to be interesting to see what he can do on different teams. But obviously, to start things off, Justin Jefferson is on the Minnesota Vikings. And obviously, as you can see, the Vikings do have a very solid offense right now. And on the other hand, it's basically the same story with the defense. These guys went 14-3, so I'm not worried about them missing the playoffs. And by the looks of it, the Minnesota Vikings did have a pretty solid season because they're gonna go 11-6 to make the playoffs, but the Lions went 12-5, so they won the division. And to start off the postseason, we have to play the Bucs in Tampa. But anyways, in his final season with the Minnesota Vikings, it looks like Justin Jefferson had an all-right year. He was 1 yard away from 1100, so I'll just round up and say he had basically 1100 yards, and he also had 6 touchdowns. But honestly, for a guy like this, I was expecting a bit more out of him. And so far in our first playoff game, it looks like Tampa has gotten the better of us, but we're only down by 1 score right now. If we can get in the end zone, that will give us the lead. But this is what I was kind of afraid of heading into this game, because obviously we do have the better record, but I feel like we kind of underestimated the Bucs, man, because they usually seem to always turn it up in the playoffs, even when they don't have the best record. Even last year, they barely snuck into the playoffs and then eliminated the Eagles in the wild card round. I'm kind of tempted to go for a shot to the end zone here, but I don't know how this is going to work out. I got to make sure that Winfield is nowhere near us, and if he isn't, I'm going to try and go for Jefferson. He kind of got caught up on that route, but he's going to catch it. I'm going to try and go back to him again here, man, unless we can get Addison open, because if he gets away, I feel like that will probably go for a touchdown. But by the looks of it, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to hit Jefferson. He got open last second, though. I don't know who that was on the defense, but if they didn't move back there, I definitely would have had to throw that away. But I'm going to keep it on the ground with Jones because we're at the 9-yard line now. He's going to get caught, which will unfortunately bring up a 3rd down. We only need 4 yards, which we are more than capable of getting. And it looks like Addison's going to be in the end zone for us. So that touchdown right there is going to give the lead to the Minnesota Vikings. But now we got to rely on our defense, who has kind of been struggling today. But it looks like our struggling defense was able to get it together in the 4th quarter, because as you can see, they did not allow a single point after that. But in the divisional round, it looks like things are going to be getting a lot tougher, because now we have to play the Lions. And once again, it looks like we have done a pretty good job at staying in this game, because we're only down by 8 points in the 3rd quarter, which honestly, I wasn't expecting a blowout, but I thought we would be losing by like 2 scores or something at this point, because even though we are good, I feel like the Lions are probably the best team in Madden right now. But anyways, we got Jefferson wide open, and he almost got away there. If he got past both of those defenders, it would have been over, man. That definitely would have been a house call. But instead, now we're at the 34, which I can't complain about, because we're at least in position to kick a field goal here. But I kind of feel like we need to tie things up, because it seems like the Lions are starting to go on the roll right now. That's another big play from Jefferson. So now we're just 10 yards away from a touchdown, which would be our first touchdown of the game, because those 6 points are from 2 field goals. Give me a block. That might be it right there. We're going to be really close. We are 3 yards away from the score. So instead of running it, which might be smarter, I'm going to put in the air and try and go for Hawkinson. And it looks like nobody is on him. So part 1 is done. Now I'm going to go for the 2-point conversion, because obviously if we can get this to work out, that is going to tie this game up. I might see if we can get Naylor. He honestly might be our best option here. Oh, dude, I just got to throw something up. I held on to it for too long. And since we missed the 2-point conversion, that was basically the reason that we lost this game, because there was no scoring from there on out. So we are going to lose by 2 points, which really sucks. But anyways, to end off year number 1, it looks like MVP is going to be going to Patrick Mahomes. And after beating us, the Lions did make it all the way to the Super Bowl, but they ended up losing to the Bills by 1 point. That's going to bring us to year number 2, and it looks like Jefferson is hungry to win a Super Bowl right now, because he ended up signing with the Kansas City Chiefs. And now that they have Justin Jefferson on this offense, I feel like this is by far the best offense in the NFL. And on the other hand, the Chiefs do also still have a loaded defense. And with Jefferson on the team, nobody was able to hang around with Kansas City because they're going to go 17-0 to win the division and get the 1 seed. And to start off the playoffs, it looks like we do have a pretty tough game against the Ravens. I mean, I knew this duo was going to be good, but I really wasn't expecting them to be as good as they were because as you can see, Justin Jefferson had his best season yet with 1,600 yards, basically 1,700, and he also had 24 touchdowns. But even though Kansas City had a perfect season, it looks like things are not going to be coming easy to us because Baltimore's hanging around right now. We're all tied up at 14 in the third quarter. I mean, honestly, if anyone's going to take down this undefeated Chiefs team, I feel like it's going to be either Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen. That is a huge run from Pacheco, though. I want to try and go for a shot with Jefferson here. If he's locked up, though, I might be able to go for Worthy. Worthy's probably going to be the best option, actually, now that I see this route. Actually, no, that was close. That probably should have been intercepted. If it was anyone other than Simpson, I feel like that probably would have at least got batted away, but he didn't even really realize the ball was there. So Kelsey's going to bring it all the way to the 20, and it looks like Pacheco's going to have another crazy run. So 8 yards to go, and we're in for the touchdown. I feel like Rice is probably going to be the best option on this route. I barely had time to get rid of it, but he's going to be in for the score. So that is going to give Kansas City the lead back, but I feel like Lamar Jackson is not done scoring. And no surprise, Lamar was able to score again to tie the game up once again. So it looks like this one's going to come right down to the wire, but our field position is great. So I'm honestly just going to try and run as much clock as I possibly can here. I mean, a touchdown would be nice, but the best thing that we can do is honestly just get held to a field goal. Because it doesn't matter how much time is left on the clock, Lamar Jackson is always going to be a threat to tie the game up again. I'm going to keep it on the ground one more time, though, because it looks like they are starting to use their timeouts. And I feel like now I'm kind of obligated to put this in the air. So I'm going to try and go for Jefferson here, and hopefully he can get away. We are going to get smoked by Roquan, though. That was Matabike, not Roquan. I was looking at Roquan when I said that because I thought he was going to pick that off. But anyways, we're going to get held to a field goal. So Lamar Jackson seriously has a chance to go down the field and upset the 17-0 Chiefs. But thankfully, the defense was able to end the game with an interception. So Lamar kept that game a lot closer than I thought he was going to, but we are barely going to hold on. So the perfect season is still intact. And now we got to play the Indianapolis Colts in the AFC Championship game. And it's 4th and 1, so I got to make sure I pick up the first down before I start saying anything. I'm just going to keep it on the ground with Pacheco, though, and it looks like he is going to keep us on the field. But anyways, I mean, this is a team that I definitely wasn't expecting to go up against because they were playing Cincinnati. So I thought the Bengals were going to have an easy win, but obviously the Colts did sneak out with the upset. With that being said, if we can score a touchdown here, that should pretty much put them away because we're already up by 2 scores right now, and they are quickly running out of time. So another touchdown should pretty much put it out of reach. I'm going to see if we can end it off right here with Jefferson, though, which honestly might be a little risky with this route, but he's going to be there for the touchdown. So that score right there is going to make it a 3-score lead for the Chiefs. And after that, we actually ended up scoring again. So this game turned into a blowout in the 4th quarter, which is going to send Kansas City back to the Super Bowl. But anyways, to end off the season, once again, it looks like Patrick Mahomes is going to be winning MVP, which really is no surprise. And Offensive Player of the Year is going to be going to Justin Jefferson. So this team is cleaning up with the awards right now. And just like this year in the Super Bowl, it looks like we're going to be going up against the Eagles. It looks like we are definitely in trouble right now, though, because we're down by 2 scores in the 3rd quarter. So if we don't score here, things might get ugly. I mean, I really hope we can somehow turn things around, though, because it would suck to make it all the way to the Super Bowl with a perfect record and then lose our first game in the biggest game of the season. I mean, it's looking like that is a real possibility right now because Philly is tearing our defense apart, but I'm going to keep it on the ground with Pacheco this time. It looks like he is going to get away for a pretty solid gain. I'm going to try and go downfield for Kelsey this time, though, unless Jefferson can get some separation, but actually, Jefferson might be the best option on this route. That could be a touchdown. It's gonna be knocked away by Gardner Johnson. I guess we let it hang in the air for too much time there. So that's gonna bring up a 3rd down, and we need to get 10 yards to stay on the field. So I gotta go for a bit of a longer shot, but we are gonna have Rice wide open, so that's gonna keep us on the field. I really want to try and go for a slant here, so that's what I'm gonna do. And if Rice can get away, this should go for a touchdown. We're gonna have nobody on Travis Kelce though, so I'm just gonna take that. And if this doesn't work out, I might just keep it on the ground, but I'm gonna see if we can get Jefferson going here, and it looks like that's gonna be another playoff touchdown from him. So that is gonna put us right back in this game, but we really need our defense to get a stop now.
A few moments later.
We only have 4 seconds on the clock. I mean, if we can somehow get a touchdown, that will give us the dub, but Mahomes is going to get sacked and we have no timeouts. So this game is over. I really wasn't expecting to make it this far just to lose in the Super Bowl, but Philly balled out, man. So it looks like we're going to finish the season with a 19-1 record. We were 1 win away from going 20-0. So that is definitely a very tough end to Justin Jefferson's first Super Bowl, and I'm really hoping that it won't be his last. But that's gonna bring us to year number 3, and it looks like Justin Jefferson ended up going to San Francisco, and no surprise, it looks like the 49ers do have a really solid offense right now, and on the other hand, they also have a lot of weapons on this defense, and it looks like San Francisco did have a pretty solid season because they're gonna go 11-6 to win the division, and to start off the postseason, we have to play the Seattle Seahawks, and it looks like Jefferson did end up having himself a pretty solid season on the 49ers, but obviously it's not going to be as good as last year. He still had 1,100 yards for 10 touchdowns. But once again, man, I mean, it looks like Justin Jefferson is seriously in danger of getting upset in the playoffs once again because we are losing by 7 points right now. It's a divisional game, so I knew that Seattle was definitely going to give us a fight, but if we don't score here, I don't know if we're going to have time to get the ball back because there's only 4 minutes left in this game, so I feel like it's basically score a touchdown or this season's going to be a bust. What a play from Jefferson. It's going to bring the ball all the way to the 19-yard line, so just like that, we are set up to at least kick a field goal, but a field goal is not going to help us out at all at this point. We need to score a touchdown. I'm going to keep it on the ground with McCaffrey here though and see if he can get away. I mean, if he gets caught, as long as we don't lose too much yardage, we should still be good. It looks like he's going to be in for the score though. I did not think we were going to get away there. I thought we were going to get taken down behind the line. But that touchdown is going to tie things up at 17 apiece. Unfortunately, after that though, I mean, it looks like we find ourselves in another situation where we need to get a Hail Mary or our season is going to be over because there's 9 seconds on the clock and we are down. Bro, Jefferson actually might get this too. Oh, come on. If we caught that, that would have been a huge play. Probably a good thing that he didn't catch that though, because we would have had to dive for the ball there. And if he caught it and hit the ground, this game would be over. But now we still have one more shot to try and walk this thing off with a game-winning touchdown. I'm not even going to get it off in time though. We're going to get hit again. So we are going to lose to the Seattle Seahawks by 3 points. I would call this an upset, but it's a divisional game. So at the same time, I wouldn't say this loss is too surprising, but either way, we were clearly the favorites to win this game. I gotta say though, I mean, I really thought that 49ers team would at least make it to the NFC Championship game. But anyways, to end off the season, this time it looks like MVP is going to be going to Josh Allen. And for the second season in a row, the Chiefs played the Eagles in the Super Bowl, but this time it looks like Kansas City got the job done. But that's going to bring us to year number 4, which is going to be the final season of this video. So if Justin Jefferson wants to get himself a ring, now would definitely be the time to do it. And in his final season, he's going to be playing with the Cincinnati Bengals. So it will definitely be interesting to see what the LSU trio can do in the NFL. And they also still have T. Higgins. So this offense is loaded. And a few seasons ago, the Bengals defense was very weak, but it looks like they did do a really good job at rebuilding it. And it looks like the Bengals were not playing around this season because they're going to go 14-3 to win the division. The Texans also went 14-3 though, and it looks like they're going to get the 1 seed. So we have to play the Jaguars to start off the postseason. And once again, it looks like Justin Jefferson did have himself a pretty solid season with the Cincinnati Bengals. I mean, he was sharing the ball with T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. So 1,200 yards is a pretty solid year, and he also had 7 touchdowns. And honestly, up to this point, the Jaguars have been playing a lot better than I expected them to. But if we can score a touchdown here and take a 2-score lead, I'm hoping that will be enough. Hold on, Jefferson's gonna have a huge pickup right there. But anyways, I'm hoping a 2-score lead would be enough to hold them off for the rest of this game. I mean, our defense has been playing pretty well for the most part, so as long as they don't collapse in the 4th quarter, I'm hoping we'll be good. But I'm gonna try and go back for Jefferson here unless we can get Jamar Chase open, because that would probably be a touchdown. But I'm just going to go for Jefferson, because either way, that's an easy first. Our wide receiver room is so crazy, though, bro. I mean, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, and Justin Jefferson all on the same team should be a crime. We're going to throw an interception, though. So that's going to let the Bengals right back into this thing. And I mean, of course, after that, it looks like the Jags were able to tie this game up. I mean, that was a ball I probably shouldn't have put in the air. So if we end up losing, that one is 100% on me. But Jamar Chase is going to get us back to the 7. So another solid play should hopefully be enough to put us in the end zone. I'm going to try and go for Gesicki here, or Jefferson if he can get open. Actually, we should have Justin Jefferson. He's going to be in the end zone again. So that is going to give us the lead back. Now I just got to hope that our defense can get a stop. And it looks like they were able to do that. So that is going to send the Cincinnati Bengals to the divisional round. And in the divisional round, we have another very tough game against the Buffalo Bills. And so far, this game has been pretty defensive, which is kind of surprising because I thought this was going to be a total shootout. But I can't get away. So Burrow's going to get sacked, which is definitely going to put our season at risk here, because in case you haven't noticed, we're losing by 7 points and there's only 4 minutes left in this game. So if we don't score here, we're probably done. I mean, not hitting that pass is a little alarming too, man. This defense is really starting to get to us. Our O-line isn't holding up the way I thought they would against the Bills. We're going to get sacked again. I mean, I've just had no time to get rid of the football. I know punting it away is risky, but we just got to hope that our defense can get a stop, because if we go for it on 4th down and fail, we are 100% done. So punting it away did keep a little bit of hope alive for us, but as you can see, we were not able to get the ball back again after that. So Josh Allen is going to take us down with a 7-point win, which is surprisingly going to put away what I thought was the best offense in the NFL. I mean, I'm kind of surprised that we weren't able to get a Super Bowl win with Justin Jefferson. I mean, the best chance we had was that Super Bowl loss with the Kansas City Chiefs. But anyways, to end off the final season of the video, Jalen Hurts is going to be winning MVP. And after beating us, it looks like the Bills did go all the way to the Super Bowl, but they ended up losing to the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, Philly was kind of a dynasty in this video because they made it to the Super Bowl 3 seasons in a row and won it twice. So it's a shame that Jefferson never ended up on Philly, but that's going to do it for this one. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It'd really help out the channel. And if you have any video ideas, feel free to drop them down below. I'll try to get to as many of them as I can. And while you're down there, make sure you check out my socials. I got my Instagram and everything linked in my description. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.